Good morning, everyone. Today is Wednesday, January 25th, the last Wednesday of the month. And welcome to CWM. Today's topic would be one of our home maintenance series. We want to talk about some issues in the bathroom, in the residential environment. We did this before about 2 years ago, and I was preparing, and I realized that I don't remember a lot of these things. So it's also refreshed to my memory as well. Okay, so let's take a look at some issues at bathroom. What kind of issues, outstanding issues in the bathroom? Well, the first issue would be electric outlet. Okay, we are not going to talk about just the mundane issues, but we want to talk about outstanding issues. In other words, very often these kind of issues will be pointed out when we do the home inspection. Okay. And first issue is electrical outlet must be GFCI. It stands for ground fault circuit interrupter. Ground fault circuit interrupter outlet. So it has to be all the electrical outlet at the bathroom in residential environment. It has to be GFCI outlet. And the GFCI receptacles were required in houses starting 1971. So probably those houses were built after 1971. If they if they conform the UCC code, then it's going to be okay because the builder will use GFCI receptacles. But before 1971, they don't have that requirement. Or some builder just ignorant, and then they don't put the GFCI outlet in the bathroom. Then it can be a trouble. So this GFCI outlet prevents serious electric shock and reduces the risk of electrical fire by monitoring electrical current, cutting power, or tripping when the outlets detect an imbalance or excess current flow down an unintended path. It's a rather technical description. Basically, what we are talking about is, since in the bathroom there is a water source, okay, either from your shower faucet or your sink faucet, it has a water source. So 6 feet of within 6 feet of a sink or other water source, any outlet, if there is any outlet, electrical outlet, it has to be a GFCI outlet, such as in kitchen and in bathroom. Okay, that's the kind of a brief description of a UCC code after 1971. Okay, so how does it look like? You know, probably you saw already this kind of outlet. So at this time, just we want to pick up the terminology precisely what stands for GFCI, ground fault circuit interrupter. Okay, GFCI outlet. So it has this, as you can see, this red button, a red light, and green light and red light. And there's a reset button. So something happened and water spilled over this outlet, over your electrical device. Okay, then the positive and negative wires got shorted, and it creates a spark, or if it's worse situation, it creates fire. Okay, so we want to prevent that situation. So if water spilled over this kind of outlet or device, then immediately this outlet will detect that this sudden overflow of current, and then it triggers, meaning it cut out his circuitry. Okay, it's just like a circuit breaker function. So you can imagine if you know the what the circuit breaker panel means, right? At home, there's a bunch of circuit breaker switches, right? Usually it's a gray color, the big box cover up, all right? And then inside there is many multiple of circuit breakers. And these circuit breakers, if something happens, something short, circuit is short, positive and negative wires stuck together, then the circuit breaker, the pertinent circuit breaker will break the circuit, so it doesn't create fire. Okay, that's how it works. But you can imagine the circuit breaker function is built into this outlet. So even it doesn't give you a chance to overflow over the electrical the current overflow doesn't come to the circuit breaker. Okay, even before that, the at the site, okay, it will cut the circuit. So that's what's happening here. And once it happened, it triggered, it just stopped the break the circuit, and then it becomes a red light comes on. At the time, you can just unplug your device, and typically you can reset, hit the black button. So it's a reset. And then it's okay. The circuit is again open and connected. Versus the non-GFCI outlet is, as you can see, is nothing in it. Just a three-prong, that's it. Okay, positive, negative, and ground. That's it. So it doesn't give you the circuit breaking function, even though water spilled over. Then this overflow electric, the current has to flow to the circuit breaker panel. But during that time, it might create fire or some hazardous situation. So that's typically you see still you can see many non-GFCI outlet in your home. In fact, for the safety, your safety, if you see this non-GFCI outlet in your bathroom or in the kitchen or any near a sink or water source, within 6 feet, if you do not use a GFCI outlet, you better change it. Okay, that's a safety as well. Okay, so a lot of cases, home inspector will pick up these issues. Okay, the second issue is the ceiling at the bathroom exhaust the ceiling fan. As you can see this picture, this gentleman is taking out the cover of this ceiling fan. And in fact, you can replace it, this fan. Okay, what is typical problem with this fan? Well, first of all, as you can see, it's very dirty. Okay, so you better clean up sometimes this grill panel, because it's very dusty, because always it sucks out the water and then blow out to the out of the roof area. Okay, so cleaning is one issue, but another issue is noise. it's very annoying. Almost every bathroom you enter, there is a big noise because of this ceiling fan. And if we want to look at a little bit detail, there is a capacity. All the ceiling fan is not the same. So you can look into this CFM, called cubic feet per minute. In other words, per minute, how much cubic feet of air it can suck and then blow out. Okay, so it's a 70 CFM or 70 to 100 CFM and over 100. Okay, the per minute. Okay, so of course, 100 CPM ceiling fan would be more expensive, and 70 CPM probably less expensive. So you can choose your capacity. Again, the next issue is a noise issue, and it's very annoying. And if you visit a house, or if you inspect a house, if bathroom noise is kind of loud, then you don't feel good. There's the unit of noise we call zones. So if it's under 1.5 zones, then it's very good, very quiet bath fans. We cannot measure exactly, but if it's 1.5 zones, then approximately the volume of a whisper when you do whispering. Okay, that kind of noise level is we call under 1.5 zones. And the moderate bath fans is 1.5 to 3.0 zones. This volume is approximately the volume of a running stream. Okay, you can see kind of a water stream running. Okay, that kind of a noise level we call 1.5 to 3.0. Loud bath fans is over 3 zones. Over 3 zones is annoying. Approximately the volume of conversation. So that's kind of noisy. So probably if you go into an older house, they don't change at all. They don't care about the maintenance, bathroom ceiling fan, then probably it's over 3.0 zones. And it's annoying. So when you come into inspection, if you use these zones, you have a big noise. It's over 3.0 zones. You better change ceiling fans. If you mention that, you becomes instant professionals. Okay, because nobody talk about zones. Now you know this unit zones. Okay. And also, you can recommend the handyman or contractor saying, okay, use over 100 CFM capacity ceiling fans, then they will surprise. But even they, maybe they don't know. But you're like a real professional. Okay, the next issue is possibly leaking in your sink underneath. Okay, underneath sink is a U-shaped trap. We typically call the P trap. You're going to see the picture first. Aha, this guy here. So often it's leaking here and here. So you better tight. Okay. Now, why every sink underneath has this kind of a shape of a pipe? That's very interesting because it serves blocking the smell. This plug prevents the sewer gases, the smell from coming up the wastewater line and out the sink. So, for instance, if you, let's say, usually then there is some water kind of sitting here, right? Of course, you can imagine. If there is no water here, then what's going to happen is from this area, the sewer line, the gas coming into your house, right? You can imagine that. That is why if you come into the house, let's say that house was vacant for a long time. The owner moved out and they could not get the new tenant for, let's say, 5 months. And nobody bothers to use bathroom. Then this here's water might be evaporated, so it's no water here. In that case, as I said, the waste line, the gas may come into to the house through this pipe. So it prevents the smell because there is water. And also, it's naturally, it traps a small object. When you wash your face or hands, maybe you drop your expensive ring, jewelry, then it goes into this trap and stays somewhere here. So later on, you can open up and then you can take care of it. So if you are really good good at the home maintenance, I mean, you can open up here and here, and you can clean up, get rid of some dirts here. Or a lot of cases, actually, you can imagine your hair will be trapped here. And sometimes it's clogged. And you don't know why, but it's very simple. You just open up this and then clean up and then put it back. Of course, when you prepare, you have to make sure very tightly you close this washer, okay, plastic. Or sometimes you can use some kind of a tape when you close this washer. Okay. And if you don't know what's going on, then you have to call the plumber. It's a simple job, but plumber has to come and then they have to charge. Okay. The another issue is a lot of cases. Also, you can hear another noise. The water leaked. Okay. This is a toilet water tank. Everybody has this, right? Every bathroom. And you open up this water tank inside, you can see these things here. And often, why it makes noise? It's very annoying, right? If you go to the bathroom, then it's always water, leaking. And then the noise is very annoying. Often, a case, you see, this is a flapper here. Okay, flapper closed these holes. This holes goes to your toilet. So when you flush, okay, when you flush means you have to push this handle, then this lever goes up, and this flapper opens, and then water inside the water in the tank go down to this toilet and wash. Okay, that's what's happening. But again, then you release the handle, this lever down, and close this flapper. But if is aged, okay, and then this surface doesn't close tightly. Then always water leaks, then flow into this toilet. So that's why it makes noise. And sometimes, actually, this one is water source. Okay, so water source. There's a pipe connected this here. Okay, and there is a valve, this fill valve we call. So water coming here, and then water fills this way. Okay. Now, if this part is not good, then always there is a pressure water coming in. Okay, and then you have to close it, right? When water filled, close it, and water goes down. Then you open up this valve, so water comes in again. So if this mechanism doesn't fit, and also because of water pressure exists, then water leaks here. So that's why it have some noise. So two noise sources can be, one is here, one is here. So then what you can do? I mean, again, if it makes sounds, then you're going to call a contractor and or handyman. They will come out. It's a very simple job. If you go to Home Depot, this fill valve maybe $15, etc. So it's under like all these parts, maybe like $30. But only thing is you don't know how to do it. Once you tried, then it's very easy. Everything's layman can do. There's plastic nuts, and then all these gaskets is all available. It makes sense, all fit together. Okay, so if you learn how to do it, that's great. But if it's not, then you have to tell the handyman, oh, please change my fill valve or a flapper or etc. If you know more, then you can save a lot of money as well. And also, often when you go to inspection, this kind of issues, you think it's a big issue. Oh, toilet leaking. But indeed, it's a very simple issue. So don't worry about too much, okay? So you can tell your clients with more knowledge, oh, it's a simple job. We can change. Okay. So again, I want to summarize in Korean. 그 bathroom에 우리가 가보면 인스펙션을 할 때에 뭐 많은 이슈들이 있을 수 있지만 typically 거의 모든 하우스에 나오는 문제가 이 아울릿을 이제 1971년 이후에는 이 bathroom 근처에는 그러니까 water source faucet에서 수도꼭지에서 6 feet 안에 있는 아울릿은 전부 GFCI를 써야 된다 이런 얘기죠. 이거는 여기는 일종의 조그만 서킷 브레이커가 달려 있어서 만약에 워러 문제가 있다, 워러가 이렇게 튀었다, 뭐 엎어졌다. 그래서 여기다 꽂고 있던 그 면도기라든지 뭐 헤어 드라이어 같은데 물이 튈 때에 자동적으로 그게 합선이 되잖아요. 합선이 되는 순간에 여기 서킷 브레이커가 서킷을 끊어가지고 이제 불이 나거나 이런 거를 미리 막아준다. 아주 그 순간적으로 여기서부터 차단시키는 거죠. 그래서 이거를 꼭 써야만 돼요. 화장실이나 부엌 싱크 옆에나. Okay? 그게 레귤레이션이 이제 바뀐 건데 1971년 이후로. 그러면은 GFCI가 아닌 아울렛은 이런 거예요. 그냥 심플해요. 아무것도 없어요. 그냥 보통 우리가 아울렛 보통 다 보는 거죠. 근데 싱크가 있는 곳 6 feet 안에는 이걸 쓰면 안 된다. 많이들 걸려요. 그래서 여러분들이 알고 있으면 아예 그냥 집에 가셔서 이게 없으면 바스룸에 그냥 시간 많을 때 바꿔주세요. 핸디맨 불러서. 큰 잡 아니에요. 근데 이상하게 꼭 인스펙션에 걸렸다 그러면 우리가 괜히 골치 아프고 그래요. 그러니까 그런 이슈, 그게 큰 이슈 아니다. 그리고 GFCI 아울렛이 없다, 막 그러면, 이게 복잡한 영어가 나오니까, 이게 무슨 큰 문제인가? No, 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 no big deal. 이거 체인지만 하면 돼요. 이것도 뭐, 아울렛 몇십 불 안 하잖아요. 그죠? 그러니까 여러분들이 알면 알수록, 이 이슈를 자그맣게, proportionally 작게 만들 수가 있다. 그 다음에 또 바스룸에 딱 들어가면 제일 문제되는 게 소리가 많이 나죠. 그죠? 아주 뭔진 모르는데 하여튼 팬에서 나긴 나는데 기분 나빠. 이걸 어떻게 해야 될지 모르겠는데 그것도 역시 바꿔주면은 돼요. 여기 지금 필링 팬 열죠? 커버를 열고 안에 보면 그 모터가 들어가 있단 말이죠. 물론 이제 핸드맨이나 컨트랙터가 해야 되지만 여러분들이 좀 이론적으로 알고 있으면 조금 더 인텔리전트하게 오다를 줄 수도 있다는 거죠. 뭐 이런 것까지는 다 모르는데 CFM이라고 그래서 용량이 크면 좋죠. 그죠? 냄새나 막힌 공기를 빨아내니까. 그래서 cubic feet per minute라는 용량 단위를 쓴다. CFM. 70 CFM 혹은 100 혹은 100 이상. 70에서 100 정도. 보통 그저 한 100 정도 쓰면은 괜찮겠죠. 그런 것도 좀 알고 있으면 어떤 경우는 컨트랙터도 모르는 경우가 많겠죠. CFM 단위는. 여러분들 알고 있으면은 굉장히 유식해질 수가 있다. 그리고 굉장히 그 뒤에 더 많이 뭘 아는 것 같은 느낌을 줄 수가 있다. 그 다음에 이제 노이즈가 이제 굉장히 시끄러운데 오래되고 그런 거는 특히 그리고 싼 걸수록 소리가 크죠. 그리고 비싼 걸수록 소리가 작고. 근데 단위가 있다. 소리를 이렇게 측정하는 단위가 있는데 소운즈라고 그런다. 1.5 소운즈는 위스퍼링 하는 소리니까 거의 안 들려요. 그러니까 좋은 거겠죠, 그죠? 그리고 3이 넘어가면 3 소운즈가 되면 이제 어노잉 하기 시작하는 거예요. 그래서 여러분들이 얘기할 때도 이게 지금 3 소운즈가 넘습니다. 그러면 이 사람은 굉장히 전문적인 것 같다. 이렇게 인상을 줄 수가 있다. 그리고 인상뿐만이 아니라 알아놓으시면 좋은 거죠. 그래서 소리와 캐패시티가 있다. 실링 팬이. 근데 그 안에 열고 모터만 갈아주면 된다. 홈디포에 전부 다 파는 거죠. 자, 그 다음 이슈는 또 많이 리킹 한다고 그래요. 좀 굉장히 기분 나빠요. 괜히 큰 문제 같이 이렇게 들리는 거예요. 그죠? 별건 아닌데, 싱크 밑에 보면 항상 U자처럼 생긴 트랩이 있다. 그래서 우리가 P 트랩 그렇게 얘기를 하는데, 많이들 보셨잖아요. 그죠? 이 P트랩은 두 가지 목적. 물론, 위에서 뭘 하다가 일로 들어가서 다이아몬드 반지가 빠졌다. 그러면 이제 여기를 두 개를 열고 풀어내면 되는 거죠. 그리고 다른 목적은 또 이제 여기에 머리카락 같은 게 여기에 이제 잡히도록, 그래서 이 하수도를 안 나가도록. 그러나 이걸 청소 안 해주면 그 목적은 별로 소용이 없겠죠. 또 한 가지 중요한 목적은 여기 얘기했지만은 이게 만약에 드라이된 물이 차 있어요, 항상. 그죠? 그렇겠죠. 이런 쉐입이. 물이 말라버릴 때 문제. 말라버리면 거꾸로 이 하수도에 있는 가스가 거꾸로 들어올 수가 있어요. 그래서 혹시 그 빈집에 오래 빈집으로 된 집을 가면 냄새가 아주 이해를 못하는 냄새가 나는 경우가 있어요. 기분 나쁜 냄새가. 여기도 하나의 소스가 될 수 있다. 이게 물이 말라버리니까. 그래서 팁은 오래 비어있는 집은 여러분들이 홈 인스펙션이나 쇼잉할 때 이 싱크에 가서 물을 좀 틀어주세요. 물을 틀어주면 여기 다시 채이죠. 그죠? 그러면 이쪽에서 나는 냄새를 막을 수가 있다. 그리고 시간이 되시면 청소해주면 좋아. 여기 열고 여기 열면 이거 빠져요. 그래서 청소 깨끗하게 하고 다시 끼면 돼요. 끼일 때 좀 여기를 타이트하게 조이시지 않으면 리킹이 된다. 그래서 테이프, 그거 있죠? 실런트나 테이프를 쓰시면 좋다. 자, 그리고 또 한 가지 바스룸 들어가서 기분 나쁜 소리가 들리는 경우가 있죠. 뭐죠? 물이 졸졸졸졸 새는데, 이게 조그만 문제 같은데, 이 기분 나빠. 이게 또 지적사항이야. 그럼 지적이 되면 하여튼 기분 나빠요. 근데 안에를 가만히 들여다보면 결국은 간단하다. 일로 워터 파이프가 이 밑으로 해서 일로 올라와 여기 연결되어 있고요. 그래서 물이 여기 밸브가 열리면 요거죠 부위에 따라서 뜨면 이게 이제 열리고 이게 내려가면 이게 열리겠죠 밸브가. 그럼 물이 이제 나온다. 그리고 얘가 물이 차서 뜨면 이게 막힌다. 간단해요. 근데 여기가 고장이 나면 물이 슉 하고 새는 거죠. 계속해서. 그러니까 소리가 기분이 나빠. 또 한 가지 새는 건 어디예요? 요 플래퍼죠. 요거 떴다가 탁 막히는 거. 플래퍼가 여기 딱 맞아야 되는데 이게 잘 안 맞아. 오래돼가지고 이게 달아요. 그럼 물이 새서 어디로 가요? 토일릿으로 흘러. 그러니까 토일릿에 물이 졸졸졸졸 흐른다. 그러니까 소리가 나는 거죠. 아주 기분 나빠요. 요거 바꾸는데 얼마 안 들어요. 15불도 안 들고 15불 뭐 다 해야 뭐 한 30불 안짝이에요. 근데 바꾸는 요령이 좀 필요하죠. 순분만 해보시면 얼마든지 바꿀 수 있다. 근데 컨트랙트 보려면 핸디맨 보려면 또 뭐 연결하고 뭐 어떤 경우에 또 막 많이 차지할 수도 있고 그렇다. 그래서 이런 이슈들을 좀 알고 계시면 바스룸에 들어갔을 때 여러분들이 좀 문제 해결사 역할을 잘 할 수가 있겠다. Okay, so these four issues are common issues and commonly inspector pick up. And these are not the big issues. But it's annoying. So if you know these issues a little bit technically, then you can calm down the buyers and sellers. I hope you enjoyed it and see you all next week.